recording almost live from deepest, darkest Appalachia, nestled in the hills of eastern Kentucky, in particular Prestonsburg. It's the MWO podcast on Patreon. Hosted by Captain B Plan and the Creepy Kentuckian. Take it away, boss.
Woo! Big shout out to Slow Andy there for the intro. And welcome.
Dana's going to be mad at you.
Why?
Why you got her?
I sent that to her. I sent it to her before. She seemed to be okay with it.
Okay.
She's keeping the rhythm there.
Yeah. A little editing helped.
It's the June 15th edition of the Midweek Obliteration podcast here. And we're welcoming Captain B Plan back to the show. Welcome. Where's your applause button at? Well, fuck. There you go. There you go. It's essentially like a pretty straight remake to the original, but a lot of the great elements of the original is not included in this. This was a weird one, though. This was 2005. It's hard to believe that, it was like close to 20 years ago. The original Assault on Precinct 13 from John Carpenter was not really people talked about it. Huge movie buffs knew about it and everything. But as far as just a household name movie, nobody knew what it was. So essentially, like, they were remaking it and hoping they could get a different audience that would think, oh man, this is a good concept here. I think it did okay at the box office, but it didn't really set the world on fire or anything. So pretty much with Assault on Precinct 13, it's set around the New Year's. The precinct, of course, I guess over the next couple of weeks is going to be completely closing down. There's really no prisoners there. They're kind of cleaning everything out and all this and that. Meanwhile, you follow Lawrence Fishburne's character. Marion Bishop was his name. He's a gangster, boys. He's a badass, that dude right there.
Yeah.
Who is kind of like a cop killer, and he's like the big... Yeah, he's a cop killer. He is like the big... badass of the group. So they arrest him, and they're transporting him and a couple of other thugs overnight to this big prison or whatever. So there's like a huge snowstorm. The bus is transporting them. They're like, this is going to be risky to try to drive on such brutal terrain. And they decide to make a stop overnight to Precinct 13, which is completely deserted other than a couple of, secretary. You've got Ethan Hawke's character, who's a kind of a injured cop that doesn't really want any sort of, issues. And he's kind of a pussy, I guess you could say. So they transport him there overnight, and soon they get some more visitors, Steve. Mm-hmm. That surround the precinct. Okay. It's clear that they're wanting Bishop, and they want him dead. But there may be some further shenanigans. I don't know. There's some questions that may need to be asked during the movie. It's got a pretty interesting cast in this. Brian Dennehy is fucking in this, by the way, too.
Wow.
I had seen this before, oddly enough. I guess right when it came out. Because for some reason, I was thinking that I'd never seen this. But yes, I have seen it before. The dead giveaway to me was when I fucking saw Brian Dennehy. I'm like, who the hell? Like, even in 2005, Brian Dennehy had to be about 80 years old, right? I mean, he had to be up there. I think he's since passed away. And then Gabriel Byrne is in this as well, who always plays a bad guy, except for this movie. No, wait, he's fucking bad guy. Oh. It's like a twist. He's still a bad guy, baby. This movie drags, I think, in the second act quite a bit. It's like almost 2 hours long. And the first half of it's actually pretty damn good, and there's a cool cast in this too. Maria Bello is in this. I always like looking at her. John Leguizamo, who just set the world on fire previously with Land of the Dead.
Yeah, Johnny Legs.
And Ja Rule, who that's one of your favorite hip hop.
Yeah, he's on my player.
And so I think the only one in the movie though that really does a great job with the character is Lawrence Fishburne. He's the only one that actually feels like he's got the character down. Everybody else is just kind of there for the payday, it looked like. This movie though, this is one of those remakes, and there's a lot of them actually, that it feels like it didn't even exist. Like it's kind of like it's like the Hitcher remake. That's another one. Like it's like that never really even happened.
Yeah.
Although I think that one did very well at the box office. This one, it kind of, like I said, it falls apart. It's a little bit too long. And the director, I was looking the director up. He's a French guy, Jean-Francois Rachy. He likes to drink some white wine. And, I think, like, stylistically, he got it. The movie looks good and everything, but, like, I don't know, it's definitely missing something. One of the big things it was missing was that fucking theme song. They should have figured out some sort of way to incorporate that John Carpenter song in this movie. I think that would have helped a lot, because that, I think, and people might think I'm crazy on this, Steve, but the original soundtrack, the theme to John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13, might be my favorite of all of the theme songs that he ever did.
It's a bold statement.
And it was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad or anything, but it's just nothing that really, like, it's kind of there. Like
if you don't like style or, Carpenter's style, then this movie would be perfect. I mean, I think the movie is not bad at all. It's probably one of the better remakes. It doesn't ruin the entire movie with some nonsense, but I haven't really watched the original in quite a long time, so. But I just know it had to me, the original almost feels like like a Dawn of the Dead kind of look to it.
Yeah.
At the beginning before everything goes to shit.
Well, it was made around the same. What year was that one made? Like 76?
Yeah,
76?
Something like that. Yeah.
None of the cast really works in it, aside from Lawrence Fishburne does a great job in it. Other than that, no. I mean, I don't think it's their fault. I just think that they really didn't have any meat on the bone for these actors to really work with these, work on these characters and kind of develop them a little bit. Ethan Hawke is the worst, like, to me. Like, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Why the fuck do I care about this guy at all? And I didn't. So, interesting thing about this too, though, Steve. Mill Creek Entertainment sent this along for me to take a look at. And this is still not it's out. It came out yesterday. And it's not on Amazon at all. They have the old Universal one that's on Amazon. You can get it on Mill Creek Entertainment's site for like $15.99. I was willing to almost guarantee you that this would be like a $4.99 Blu-ray or something like that they would sell, but I haven't found anything on that yet. I'm guessing it's just a direct port to the original Blu-ray, which is kind of old. It looked good. I thought it looked really good, actually. So if anybody out there, I didn't have this, is looking for a copy of this would probably be a cheap one to get once Amazon gets it in stock.
Right.
There's no extras on this at all. There's no commentaries or anything. It does have DTS HD master audio. And it's 240 to 1 aspect ratio. It's that wide scope, baby, because there's lots of action that takes place in gunfire and battles and shit.
They should have done like the new...
Thumbs up.
Your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that DEADPIT puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to touch nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up, subscribe, and click that bell.
For this video officially, it's Old Curly Jaws has a message for you. Go on over to shop.deadpit.com and go look at their Teen Public store right now. You got some new shirts like the Old Curly Jaws official t-shirt, which is brutal and badass. You got the Yummy Gummy shirt with the captain himself on the shirt. You got Uncle Bill's face on a fucking shirt. You got the Final Girl shirt. You got all these shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Get them before they're all out, especially the new one, Bedtime 1039. It doesn't get better than that, so go on out. Check out these shirts at shop.deadpit.com. Go look at their Teen Public store. You're going to have a good old time. Get them all!
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.